Hi guys and girls on YouTube and welcome to my channel. Well, it's 6 days on since the Retro Tech event at Coventry, and I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody who came up to me and talked to me. Now as you can see, I've still got the armband on for Retro Tech. It's been through the shower 6 times and it's still not come off. But I've still got problems with my back and it's moved into my leg. I'm really struggling to get about and I can't lift anything heavy. So just at the moment we won't be having any vintage TV repairs. I've got some more TVs around here. I've covered them all up with a carpet because I don't want to spoil the surprise. There will be more, but just not perhaps for another week or so. So what we're going to be looking at here, we're going to be looking at some TV repair aids. Now I'd just like to point out first that I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't take backhanders from anybody. So if I'm recommending a product, it's because I've bought it and I found it useful, not because somebody's paying me to tell you it's useful and make a load of money. So what we're going to be looking at, this 32-inch Toshiba TV. It's a bog standard, made by Vestel, and the backlights are out. Now the problem with screens is the newer they get and the bigger they get, the thinner the glass and the more, the easier it is to actually crack the screen changing the backlight. So I'm going to show you a few tools I bought. Now I bought these on AliExpress. I'm not going to mention any seller because there's lots of different people selling exactly the same thing. You're just going to have to look it up yourself because nobody is sponsoring this video. So first thing I'm going to do is take the back off this TV. Right, so that's the back off the TV. Now all I've got to do is take out all this plastic with these speakers on, take out this bracket here, and normally I would take out the panels because when I'm changing the backlights on a flat screen TV, I want this sitting on my bench absolutely flat, and if you leave the panels in, you end up with it leaning to one side, moving about. So let's just take this lot off first and then I'll show you the first of my new toys. Right, so that's the speakers and the stand bracket out of the way. Right, let's just flip this over like so, and as you can see now, or maybe you can't see, it's lying sideways. Now that's not ideal. I'll see if I can try and bend down. It's difficult. See, there's a small gap there and it's a big gap there. We actually need this lifting up a bit, and what I'd normally do is I'd take the panels out to get that position. Right, so I've just flipped the telly back over face down. Right, so let me show you. This is the first toy I've got. TV supports, magnetic. So what you do is you just stick them on like so, and then we'll flip the TV over just like that, and now this TV is lying perfectly flat, ready to remove the screen. Just flip it back over to show you. First thing, we disconnect that, then you've got to take this plastic bezel off. We do have to disconnect this here. Now this is actually, a lot of people just rip that off, but it's actually an earth. This is conductive tape, and it actually forms a ring all round the outside of the LCD panel. I think it's what do they call it? I think it's a guard ring. Now quite often these don't stick back, but it's no big deal because I've got a roll of this stuff anyway. So let's take off the bezel first now, which as you can see is a lot easier when the TV is actually standing high up on your workbench. Right, so if you look at this, you can see that earth connection there, and it connects to this band that goes all the way around, the edge of the LCD screen. Now when it's standing up on these pillars, it's also easy to just unclip this connection board and just let it hang down. Now when it's standing up on these pillars, it's also easy to just unclip this connection board and just let it hang down. So right, the screen's all unclipped now, that's ready to remove. Now don't forget, this is only a 32-inch telly, so you could do this just as easy without all these toys. But when you start talking big screen, 50-inch, 55, 58, 60, 65, you'll realise how useful these things are. So the next toy is this. I'm not too impressed with this. I'm going to have to do some sort of modification on these, and I'll show you why. Because I can't, when I take the screen out, it won't lie flat on my bench. But basically it's just an adjustable sucker. You can move that up and down, you stick that on the screen, and then your tab clips in there, that tab hanging down. So I'll just stick these on to demonstrate, but I think I am going to do some modification to these in the near future. But let me just show you how it works. Right, so there we go, you get the idea now. You stick that on the screen and that holds this tab flat, because these connections here are very, very fragile. You can soon damage them. Let's have a look from the side. Yeah, you can see the problem. This bit sticking out here, when I come to lie that down, it won't lie flat. But I'm sure I'll come up with a way of modifying that. So let's have a look at the next thing I bought. Not relevant to this TV, because it's, like I say, it's only a 32, but when you get to a bigger screen you'll realise how useful this next thing is. Right, so this is it, an adjustable screen lifting tool. You've got the 4 rubber suckers there. It's made out of aluminium, and what you do is you undo that, and then these actually slide out. There's one on each side, so it'll do a variety of big screens, small screens. Let's just have a look, and then I'll slide it out and show you the other view. So that's now at the full capacity. You can see how long it is. Now there are different ones of these, the bigger ones than this as well. This is only like a medium size one. But what you do is you just push it down onto your screen like that, and then you can lift. Hang on, the phone's ringing. Right, I'll just stand the camera there and see if I can demonstrate this, because I'm going to need 2 hands for this. So what you do is you hold it with your hands like that, push it lightly onto the screen till the suction cups go down, and then you can lift without touching the screen. And if you see here, there's 2 buttons, one at each side. You just press them buttons and that releases it like that. Push down to lift, press to release. Right, so that's it now attached to the 32-inch screen. I'm just going to stand the camera on something, and then we'll just lift that screen out. Right, hopefully you can see there what's happening. So there we go, straight over into a clean surface, lie it down, push the 2 buttons, that's your screen out. Now this is the problem I don't like with these. If you see, we're on a flat surface, and because of that bit there, it's actually straining that up. So that is the downside. I mean, it might be better to lean that over the edge of a bench for now, and then we don't strain this connector here. Let's just try that. Yeah, slightly better, but I'm still not happy with that. But I could probably just get away with making some modification to the end. We'll see anyway. I'm not worried about that for now. But as you can see, that and the screen removal tool, we've taken the screen out without damaging it, keeping it perfectly flat, no finger marks on it. What more could you want? Right, so I'm just going to put a couple of new LED bars in. I'm not going to do it on camera. I'm not going to turn this into a boring video because there's lots of people on YouTube just showing backlight repairs. But let me show you another little thing here. Now, of course, you can get these backlight strips from AliExpress. I'm not using them. I'm using genuine Vestel supplied parts, and I'll show you the difference between the genuine. How to spot the difference between a genuine and a fake LED bar. Well, fake, you call it fake if you want, it's just a cheap copy. So these are genuine Vestel bars. Here's your cheap AliExpress copy. The genuine ones you can buy in ones. I'm not sure in AliExpress you might have to buy them in pairs, but I always fit two anyway. So if we just pull one out, and that's the difference there. On the genuine one, where the indentations are in the set, it's actually been cut out, whereas on the cheap copy ones you've just got continuous tape. There's no cut marks. I don't know how the Chinese, and I haven't perfected that just yet, but that's how you can tell if you've got a genuine bar or a copy. Right, so just one quick tip with Vestel TVs: before you fit it in, make sure that there's no burning on this connector, because it's they carry a lot of current, these, and quite often you've got some bars out and you'll have a burnt spot on here. But I've checked both of them and they're okay. You can see there's no burning, and if we look over there, that's the indentation, and that's where that sits on top of there for alignment. So you can see that that is a genuine bar and fitting. So let's just get two new bars in, get the screen back in, and let's see how many hours use the set's had before it went off. And my reasoning is, if a set's done 5,000 hours on a genuine set of LEDs, there's every chance it's going to do another 5,000 hours if you use another genuine LED bar. So let's just pop them in, reassemble it all, and just see what use it's had. Yeah, that's fine, fault cured. Right, let's see if we can get this on camera. So, time to put the screen back in. Just line it up, press the button. There we go. How simple is that? And all we've got to do now is release these. The last thing to do is give the screen a quick clean, because them rubber suckers, they make 4 rings on the screen. So that's all you do, very carefully, bit of glass cleaner, job done. So there we go, that's the telly all up and running. So let's just have a look at the runtime before it failed. Now, for anybody who's forgot, I've pressed the wrong button there. We need to get off DVD. Just give me a sec. Right, here we go, that's better. You press the home button, that one, and then 4, 7, 2, 5 in succession, and that should take to the service menu. And there we go. So that's the runtime in minutes, 24:38:40. Just calculate that with a calculator. Right, so here we go, 24:38:40. 24, 3, 8, 40. Divided by 60, that will give you hours. So this telly's done just over 4,000 hours before it's failed. So the genuine LED backlights, you would expect this to do at least another 4,000 hours. So I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to leave a message in the comments and say, how much did he pay for all these things? Well, the answer is I honestly cannot remember. If you ask me how much I paid for something 30 years ago, I'd tell you off the top of my head. But these I've had a few months now. The only thing I can remember is the whole lot was probably less than £100. And I think when you're dealing with very large screen TVs, something like this is going to be a game changer. But there you go, that's the video. Let's just take a close-up look at these. I think these are, yeah, there's 4 in there, so that'll cover your very big screen TVs with 4 connecting boards on. That's your adjuster. That releases the vacuum, you just press it. And that's it really. So many thanks for watching my video, and hopefully when I get a little bit better and I can start lifting things again, we'll get on to some more vintage TV repairs. Now I do have a few videos still on my camera. I can't remember what I've got, but I know I've got a few videos stored that haven't gone on YouTube yet. But please subscribe, keep watching, and there will be more vintage TV repairs in the future. Alright guys and girls on YouTube, many thanks for watching my video. I'll catch you in the next one then. Goodbye.